Right now, people are flooding back into Florida following Hurricane Irma. Look at this right here. Line of cars heading south on I-75 today. Many of these people will return home to flooded homes and no power. Tonight, over 3 million people are in the dark. Crews say that they are racing to restore power. Still, people on the East Coast likely won't get power back until the end of the weekend, and for some, it could be as long as late next week. In parts of the Florida Keys, where Irma delivered widespread devastation, it could be a month before power comes back on. President Trump is set to visit Fort Myers and Naples tomorrow. A Blue Springs couple just married found themselves stranded in Hurricane Irma during their honeymoon.
It was an adventure for the couple as they were forced to evacuate several hotels and call on Uber for rides to safety. They're just returning home tonight, and our Rudy Harper is there live with more of their wild story. Rudy?
Indeed, Brad, we caught up with the newlyweds via FaceTime in Charlotte during a layover. It's not the honeymoon they imagined after their wedding day, but it's the first of many tests after saying I do. Newlyweds Monica and Alan Pullman admit they made a mistake.
Pretty much a nightmare, but we got through it.
A honeymoon trip to Florida as Hurricane Irma approached the Sunshine State. They landed in St. Pete's on Tuesday.
We kind of went downtown a little bit, and most people we talked to were like, we've been here for 20 years, we've seen stuff like this, they always hype it up, you'll be okay. And then the next morning, we're evacuating.
The couple was kicked out of their hotel and their flight was canceled. They were stuck without transportation and out of options.
We thought we were going to be fine in Tampa, but then the next day they said that Tampa, it turned to the west.
The bride and groom started in St. Pete's and used Uber to go further north to Tampa, then Lakeland, and they hitched a ride to Winter Garden where they rode out the storm.
Somebody who has a relative in Lee Summit actually stood up and said, I'll take you, which is really generous.
These are photos a day after the storm passed. Trees were uprooted near their hotel, and this photo of a full rainbow, Alan says, puts a silver lining to the whole experience.
While we definitely were at a disadvantage, we were very fortunate to be able to come back to a home that wasn't damaged, whereas other people, obviously that's not the same.
Well, the couple landed less than 30 minutes ago. I just received a message from them. It's not the honeymoon they imagined, but certainly an experience they will never forget. Live at KCI, Rudy Harper, KCTV 5 News.
Boy, I'll say, Rudy, what an adventure. And I heard from Rudy earlier that he said the couple, at one point, they had nothing to eat.
Right.
All they had were some scraps of candy, and that's one of the dinners that they had while they were stranded there. What a harrowing adventure.
Yeah, and it's great that someone opened their home to them,
right.
and they were able to get, safety that way. But, for better or for worse,
Yeah,
they learned right away.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Wow.